Okay, I think we can get started. I think this is going to be a good webinar, and I hope this is going to be very informative for you. My name is Melissa, and I am from South Africa. And for those of you who do not know, I traveled to Thailand in 2018 November, and I left there end of February 2019. I did my internship there. Really want to go back. Let's get started. Thailand pre-application info session. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I did travel to Thailand in 2018 and 2015. Okay, so I'm going to give you information from my side so that you can understand what it's like. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Oh, we're going a little bit too fast here. Okay, so let's have a look here. Eligibility. Okay, so before I get started, there is a certain criteria you need to know. So I do not want to have you sitting here for 45 minutes to an hour, and this isn't what you want to do. So I don't want to waste your time. So let's make sure that you're eligible to do this Thailand internship. Okay, I'd like to emphasize this before we start. Okay, so we do not waste time. There is, however, certain eligibility requirements before applying for the internship. Okay, there could be potential ways for of going to Thailand and on your own and learning some useful information about the process. Okay, so if you're not eligible for this, there are other ways. I'm sure that are potential for you to still get there. Okay, I know so many people from different other countries that are there currently teaching. Okay, but for this internship is got certain eligibility requirements. Okay, let's take a look here. For those of you that are going, oh, I'm a little bit sad about this, I can see a few people that age and stuff like that. Remember, potentially you could go there and teach online. That's another possibility as well. So take a look at what it's about and see if this is for you as well. Okay, so like I said, there are many ways. Maybe this information might be useful to you, but today I will be speaking about the internship program and maybe my experience along the way. Remember, this internship is for certain people. You do need to be able to adapt, okay? Be open-minded. Remember, it's a different culture, and you're going to get a culture shock for those of you who are from the Western countries. Okay, so I see a lot of people, their age is probably a big thing. Like I said, possibly teach online there. You could get a visa, but there are other potential possibilities for you out there. Okay, so remember to keep an open mind when you go to Thailand, because if you're not going to go there and learn the culture and experience the food and you might not enjoy it. So you have to keep an open mind about this internship as well. It is not for everyone. And remember that these are real children that we're going to go teach there as well. So we need to make sure that we have good people that are on board with this internship. Okay, let's take a look over here on the next slide. Okay, as you can see, a couple of pictures where I have traveled to. I have been all over Thailand. Unfortunately, there were some places that I really, really wanted to go and see. I just didn't have the time. I really like the beaches there. It is so hot, very hot there. Unfortunately, some places you do need to cover up and just be respectful while you're there at the temples. So here are a few pictures. Basically, I traveled every weekend I could, and I was able to save my money still. So every weekend I traveled, I saved my money. Okay, so everyone is super friendly there, and yes, there is a language barrier, but remember to try and learn a little bit of the Thai language there, just to, join it, learn the language and connect with the locals there. Okay. Also take into account, you will also get 24/7 support along the way from Premier TEFL's partners there. Okay. I get so excited talking about this, and I definitely want to go back. Okay. So I had there was one time where I was stuck in the middle of nowhere and nobody spoke English and I didn't know where I was. My phone was dead, and I really had help from the partners on that side, help me along the way get to back home. So you definitely are not alone, just to let you know that there. Um, a lot of these pictures you'll see that I'm by myself. I did travel to Thailand alone. It was very scary, I won't lie, but you will meet a lot of people. So I did travel a lot with a lot of people there, and I met some amazing people from the UK, from Pakistan, um, from Australia, from America. They were all teaching there as well. So there are options, potential ways, but like I said, the program has certain eligibility requirements. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, here we have arriving in Thailand. Okay, now as you can see, this was my accommodation when I arrived in Thailand. Okay, so I was at the Suda Palace in Bangkok. However, now due to COVID, there are a lot of different restrictions now. The orientation we had was a 3-day orientation when we arrived there, and all the students, well, all the teachers stayed in this accommodation. So we got to know a lot of people along the way. So now, just because of COVID, unfortunately, orientation will not be at a hotel. You have to um, book your own hotel now, and orientation will now be online. Now, some of you are saying, maybe I'm not going to meet anyone online, but they're going to allow you to have working groups online, which allows you to meet up with a lot of people. I don't know for how long this will go on for, so let's hope this ends very soon so we can all meet up at a certain location. Okay, but now for the time being, it's going to be online. So your orientation will be a 3-day. Okay, what's going to happen is I will get into it a little bit later, but you will have to be in quarantine, but we'll get back into that a little later. Okay, so the accommodation that I stayed at was really nice. The hotels were really clean. The food was good. We had buffet food there, so it's really nice. The people were really amazing. The people that Premier TEFL works with, the partners there, are absolutely amazing as well. They have a good connection from that side. I learned a lot. I met a lot of people there. We learned a lot of teaching techniques, and we just had a lot of fun. That was the main thing. They made you feel more relaxed, and you learned about the culture, what things we should do, what things we shouldn't do. So it's very important to have this orientation, as I did not know a lot of things. Okay. The food there, I want to say, was super cheap as well. I think I paid less than, like, probably less than $1 for some of the food. So it was about like 30 baht. I'm not too sure the conversion rate at the moment, but we paid 30 baht for fried rice. There was a lot of different types of food there that you could try. I mean, be open-minded. If you're going to buy Western food like pizzas and hamburgers, they're a lot more expensive. They're about 250 to 200, 300 baht. whereas 30 to 50 baht is a lot cheap for a big full meal if you buy Thai food. Okay, accommodation as well was not too badly priced at the time that I was there. I stayed in a hotel for probably like 2 weeks as well before I went to my destination, and I stayed in a place in Buriram, which was called Anuban Nongki. It was very rural there, so I was very open-minded to stay in a place that wasn't like Bangkok, like the shopping and everything like that. And also remember, you're going to be in quarantine for the 14 days when you arrive there, and you will have orientation again live for 3 days. Okay, is there any questions so far? Let's have a look here. Joined slightly late. What did I miss? Eligibility. Okay, we'll have the part, Premier TEFL come back to you and help you with that, Sky. I only have a certain amount of time for the eligibility here and answering questions. Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, so this was just a little bit of a recap of just the things that we did in orientation. Okay, as you can see, we played games. You know, they taught us a lot of things. You know, they tried to encourage us to get to know each other, and they did a little ceremony where we got certificates as well. They really looked after us from that side. Again, Premier TEFL was amazing. They had all the support. I think what was really amazing is we had someone from Premier TEFL come and actually meet us on that side. I was really shocked to just see that we arrived safely. So I'm not too sure if they do it every trip, but it was absolutely amazing to have them there, know that I could see them in person. Okay, during orientation, like I said, we were able to meet new people. And I again went to Thailand alone. But as you can see on the right picture, I'm standing there and I met amazing people on the other side. Okay, fantastic. I hope everyone's still on board here and wanting to go, because I definitely want to go. Let's take a look here. Okay, so accommodation. This brings back so many memories. That was my place where I stayed at, the little picture there. Um, each little house, or they called this a little resort, should I say. Each little resort house had its own bathroom and bedroom. I had a TV, a cupboard, a fridge, a shower, and a toilet. And I had a little back door as well, so I could sit at the back there as well. And my washing I could hang up in the front of the house. They had a little line at the top there. Okay, so houses are typically small, and you usually have a Wi-Fi, fridge, aircon, and a Western toilet. That was new to me, I must say, the bucket flush, but grew to it, and I really enjoyed learning a lot of the stuff there. Okay, facilities, my laundry was about 500 meters down the road. I was very lucky. My landlord actually gave me a bicycle. I rented it out for 200 baht a month. However, if you prefer to rent a motorbike, that is also fine. However, in my town, I did not have that because it was such a small little area. They didn't have rentals. More like in Bangkok, the bigger towns, you will have the rentals and stuff like that. Okay, food wise, we didn't have a kitchen. So everyone's probably saying, like, how did we eat food? How did we make the food, should I say? Okay, so basically we would eat out most of the time. However, you know, I wanted to have maybe a boiled egg, or, you know, so what I did, I improvised. I went and bought a kettle, and I actually boiled my eggs in the kettle. Once or twice it broke maybe, but It was really, really something special. You know, you're trying different things, and the food when you eat out is so cheap. I still save money. It just depends if you want to eat healthy food or unhealthy food. It really doesn't matter. I really tried to get in with the culture and eat the Thai food as much as possible because it was a lot cheaper. Um, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And also, I rode my bicycle to school every day, which was probably about a kilometer away, maybe not even. It wasn't that far. But I really enjoyed it. Okay, and yeah, I mean, every accommodation is different, but keep an open mind about it. Okay, it is different. It was unique. It felt, it felt like it was perfect for me at the end of the day. Okay. Um, to rent a motorbike, it was roughly around about 3,000 baht a month, which I didn't really want to spend that. I really enjoyed the bicycle. Transport for me in the rural areas, we had a bus that would take us to the certain bigger cities, and that was about 2 hours drive. Um, but like I said, if you're in the bigger cities, the transport is so cheap, it's easy. It all just depends on what kind of area you wanting to stay in. If you want to be close to the beach, I also went to the beach quite a lot. That was also fantastic. I really like to know if anyone here has actually been to Thailand. I see Farouz has been to China. Fantastic. And thanks, John. Yeah, the accommodation was really beautiful. My landlord was absolutely amazing. The only thing that I had to pay, so I paid 4,000 baht for this little place. Okay, so if you want to work it out, so 4,000 baht, and then I paid 200 baht for my bike, and then roughly around, I want to say like 500 baht for electricity and water. Okay. You've been to Thailand. Fantastic, Farouz. I hope you enjoyed it there. There's so many places to see. And then I would recommend buying water. Water is roughly around 15 baht a bottle. However, they recommend you drinking from buying water from the shop. Okay. How far were you from the school? John says. Okay, I was roughly less than a kilometer, I want to say. Like the laundry place was about 500 meters, and then probably like 3 or 4, no, about 2 blocks away was the school. So it wasn't too far at all. It probably took me about five 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending how if I stopped for food, because there are lots of little like they have little market trucks that they have on the side there. So I stopped for pancakes quite often. Thank you, John, for that question. Okay, let's continue here. Okay, so you can roughly see what my expenses are here. Okay, so this was my accommodation. So you can roughly see that the price per month was 4,000 baht. Okay, and furnished, I had the bed, the wardrobe, and a table chair. Okay, I needed an aircon because it was so hot there. Okay, um, the hot water for shower I had, bucket, flush, TV, fridge, and aircon. Okay, the laundry machine was down the street about 500 meters, like I said, and it was coin operated. I think I paid like 5 baht for a wash, which wasn't, but it was very cheap. Okay. Um, Distance from accommodation from school, it says 10 minutes by motorbike. I think I took me about 10 minutes on a bicycle, so it really wasn't that far. Okay. Um, as an applicant, do I have to be a native English speaker? Okay, that is a good question. And for the degree, does it have to be one on education? Very good question. Okay, so I met a lot of people at the program who did not have education as their degree. Okay, they had other degrees in other things. So you can have a degree in anything, but you must be committed into wanting to teach education. Remember, we are teaching real people. They want to learn the language. Again, we also want to travel and see a lot of things. So keep in mind that it is a professional thing as well. Okay, let's take a look here at the next slide. I hope everyone is still on board here. I hope I'm not scaring anyone because there is a lot of information here. Here is just a rough estimate of how much things are. And for those of you who understand the US, can see a roughly around for the baht and the US there. Okay, and pounds. Okay, I found that the motorbike rental was expensive, but I often took a motorbike taxi, which was fun. It was fun for the experience. And then just depending where you live as well. If you're living in Bangkok, it's a lot more expensive, the apartments. So if you're living on the outskirts, it's a lot more cheaper. So just keep that in mind as well. It says, Farouz says, from what I see through your amenities, I seem to have like lived a posh life in China. That, yeah, yeah, that they could say that. Again, I lived in more of the rural area, so I really didn't mind. A lot of my friends lived on the beaches where I envied them. They had such beautiful they had such beautiful pictures just driving to school, and it was absolutely amazing. Okay, thank you, Farouz, for sharing that. Okay, so that's just a rough idea. Let's take a look at the next slide. Okay, so this is a little bit more about just expenses wise. Um, Massage. One thing I didn't do is have a massage, and everyone raved about how their massages are so good. I really, really want to go back for that. Okay, so as you can see, I hope that you can realize, I mean, I roughly earned, actually, I earned 34,000 baht. So you can kind of work out roughly um, how much you can save. I think I would spend probably maybe 2 to 3,000 baht traveling on the weekends if I wanted to go away, and I really splurged. I went all out. So that was really, really fun. And we'd always meet from different areas. Not everyone was in the same area. I think there was only two of us in the town that I was at that was teaching English. So it was really nice just to have someone else. Okay. John asked if can I chat with you after this webinar if possible, please. Okay, so John, we're going to have a poll at the end, and I can see who wants to have help book a priority call, and we can get back and chat with you. Okay, Pael says, I went to Thailand for my cousin's wedding. I had a massage there, so I can say that you have to go back and try the massage. Okay, definitely. Okay, so I have to definitely go back there. Okay, that is one thing. I think we managed to rather go out like to the clubs and stuff like that. We really went out in the evening, so that was a lot of fun. And I think I did a lot of shopping. I bought back way too much. How big are the classes? We're going to get to that, Galaxy. Fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at the next slide. Keep your questions coming if there's anything that you'd like to know. Okay. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. It's such a happy, friendly place. Okay, so as you can see, I see Galaxy wanted to know a little bit about the school in general. Okay, so as you can see, I think I taught roughly around 20 different classes, to be honest. Okay, 20 different classes. Don't be alarmed. Okay, so roughly I would teach around 4 to 5 hours a day. Okay, there was roughly around 40 students in these classes that I worked at. Okay, keep in mind that, you know, you're getting the kids excited, and it's not, you're getting them hyped up to learn English and making it fun, you know. So I really enjoyed the younger students. if you choose to do the older ones, that's your choice as well. There are those options as well. Okay, what school type did you teach, public or international? I taught at a public school, and I cannot express to you how, I mean, the Thai children are just so happy. Oh, teacher, when you're on the bicycle, they are just like running to you, and they're just super, super energetic and fun to be around. Okay, so my teaching hours were roughly around, um, I'd get to school earlier because I'd like to plan. So we started at 8 a.m. in the morning at the school that I was at, and we ended off around 4. But keep in mind, on Fridays, I'd like to maybe leave a little earlier to try and travel. So we could ask for permission. Okay. Um, so yeah, let's see if we can, what else? Let me just think here. We did have a couple of responsibilities and things that we had to do, like maybe gate duty or speaking in the assembly as well. We just teach them new words. You get into it. It's really, really a lot of fun. Okay, fantastic. Let's have a look here. Let me just think so like I said to you, about 4 to 5 hours are only taught a day. The rest of the time was free for myself. Okay. I hope everyone can still see clearly here. Okay. Okay. New Thai entry requirements. Now, due to COVID, there are a lot more requirements, unfortunately. These have changed since I have been there. Well, since I left to go there. Okay. So you're going to need a visa for non-immigrant B. Okay, 2 months before travel. So if you're wanting to do this in the new semester, you need to do this as soon as possible because it takes 2 months for this non-immigrant visa to have been done. So you need to have it 2 months before your travel. So if they start the new semester in May, you need to have it by at least January, March, April, about April. Okay, April, May, or June, July, somewhere around there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, you need to have your degree legalized. Okay, need to make sure that it's legit. Okay, copy of work permit or pre-work permit. Okay, provide reason for travel to Thailand, like a letter from the employment in Thailand. That will all come in once you get your process going as well. Copy of employment contract, filled a declaration form, a T8. Okay, COVID-19 free health certificate. Okay, issued no longer than 72 hours prior to travel dates. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Let's see if anyone has any questions so far. When you talk about younger students, do you mean, does it include preschool age? Okay, so you have the choice if you want to do the younger students or the older students. You have a choice there. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You do not have to do the younger students. I just prefer them. I like to do the singing and dancing and fun and games. So you can still do that with the older kids. It's up to you. Okay. Yeah. And then, however, you need a valid health insurance, including at least that amount of money. Okay, so please make sure that you have that. Fit to fly certificate issued no longer than 72 hours prior to travel. Okay, you also need to have your COVID done as well. Okay, that's also something new. Room reservation for 14 days at a government designated alternative state quarantine. Okay, and it's starting from $900. Okay, so keep in mind that it is pricey, but it is vital that you book those in advance so that you do find the cheaper options. Okay. Let's see if we have anyone else needing to ask any questions here. Good news is that this course is included in your time. Yep, fantastic, Premier TEFL. Thank you. Why can you only fly 2 months after you receive your B visa? Interesting, John. I'll have Premier TEFL answer that question. I'm still new to the whole COVID protocols here. This is all new. So let's continue here. Those of you that are getting a little bit nervous of the prices that are coming up, keep in mind that this is, I would save up, and this is a once in a lifetime experience. You know, like I would definitely go back in a heartbeat, especially after this year. Okay, application process. Okay, so let's see how the application process starts. Okay, so you need to first submit an application form. In order to submit your application form, Premier TEFL screen all application forms before passing it to their partners in Thailand. So once you get your application form, make sure that you submit it as soon as possible because they are doing the interviews in January. So as soon as possible, if you want to go in the new semester in May, you need to make sure that you have submitted everything that is required. Okay, they are currently busy with orientation now this month in Thailand, so the semester has already started there. Okay, interview. So new applicants will be contacted from January 2021 to schedule an interview through Skype. Okay, so very important, be professional because not everyone gets selected. Be careful of this, okay? However, you will be refunded a certain amount and 50% of your TEFL certificate as well. Okay, so the refund of the fee that you pay minus 50% of value of the TEFL course, you will get back if you're not accepted to the internship. Okay, so next is the application status. Once accepted, you will be guided through the visa progress as well as the other steps to get to Thailand. Okay, there is so much support from Premier TEFL. You will not be left out in the loop. You get a lot of support from their side. And I was actually in America at the time when I did my TEFL certificate. It took me roughly around 2 or 3 weeks, and I submitted it, got my application form, sent it through. This went so quickly. I literally went back to South Africa for probably 2 weeks, and I left in October, end of October for my orientation. So it really goes by super quick. Okay. Okay, arrival and orientation experience. Okay, so from day one. Okay, so you're going to have booked your hotel. Remember, keep in mind that you're booking your hotel and you're going to be in quarantine and you're going to be doing your online orientation during your quarantine. Okay, so this can keep you busy, keep your mind occupied as well. So you're going to be learning a lot and meeting people. So you can also try and meet up with people while being online afterwards. Okay. Day 14, you can travel to your teaching location. Okay. And then you can settle in and get to feel the area, get to know the people and who you're going to be working with. Day 15, you will start your teaching experience. I remember I went a little bit earlier just to get a feel of Bangkok, and I try to like see around and do things before my orientation. So yeah, I try to go a little bit earlier than that. But keep in mind, you need to make sure that you do your quarantine beforehand and then your orientation. Okay. Just a summary on the ground, staff will still be very supportive on that side. So people that Premier TEFL work with on that side are very supportive. You will not be left stranded. You will have the help and support all the time that you are there. Yeah. Okay, so just a little bit of the budget for May 2021. What you need to do is make sure that your international flights are sorted. You need to have insurance, cover COVID. Um, you need to have health, which is a 72-hour negative test, and fit to fly certificate. Okay, these are standard right now. So I think wherever you travel overseas right now, you need to do your COVID test. Okay, you need to have a non-immigrant B visa, and you need to have hotel reservation for up to 14 days. Okay, and keep in mind that a clean police record is very important. Okay, I hope everyone is still on board here. Okay, let's take a look here. Next steps. Okay, so what we need to do now is book a priority call. Okay, so we're going to do a poll. Okay, so what we're going to do is you need to see which one you would like to do. Book a priority call. Okay, if you've got travel lists for Thailand, book a priority call by filling out the poll. Okay, or start your application or stay connected. Okay, let's see with if you'd like to book a priority call. Oh, yay! I see about 50. Oh, we see about a couple of people wanting to book a priority call. Fantastic. Let me take a look at some questions while we are here. Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. Does anyone have any questions so far while we're looking at the poll? Okay. I know that the chat is visible here. I just couldn't minimize it there. Okay. My question was about challenges of teaching in Thailand to Thai students. Could you talk about it? Could I talk about it? Yes. Okay. So often you'd have students where they do not understand. You want them to do a certain activity and you know they're not understanding what you're wanting them to do. However, a lot of the classes that I found, there was English speaking students, so I'd have a student come up and help me, and she would actually help me explain it. But a lot of it is interaction, showing pictures. So you show them pictures, they understand by just seeing pictures. So a lot of the time I use pictures to do things. We played a lot of games. At the end of the term, we did questions just to see if they understood what was going on. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about fun and letting them learn. Um, I I mean, you're going to have students who do not listen, unfortunately, but you try and make the lessons fun so that they engage with you. Um, I had, I think I had a couple of students who didn't understand me, but then I had students who they worked in groups. It was really nice that they worked in groups, and you can put those students there with them to help them understand. They'll actually translate it for them in Thai to help them understand what they need to do. I hope that answers your question, Farouz. Um, is there a scope to teach engineering English in Thailand to an adult students? Okay, so basically, Satish, I don't know if the program will have that. This internship is not for that. I know that there are older high school students. Maybe you'd like to teach the high school students. There are lots of options there as well. But this program isn't for the adults. Um, I did ask about having to be a native speaker. Sorry, I did not get the answer to this. Okay, so the native English speaker, as far as I know, you need to be a native English speaker. As long as you're from the countries as well that we mentioned. So just keep in mind that you do need to be a native English speaker because they are learning English there as well. But then again, my country wasn't a native English speaking country at the time. So there is maybe a possibility. So I could get back to you on that one. So let me find it from Premier TEFL there. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look here. Would you like a priority call? 59%. Wow. Okay, so we have 59% of people wanting a prior article. Fantastic. Okay, 41% saying no. I hope that doesn't discard you not wanting to not teach there. But remember, even traveling to Thailand is a beautiful place to go and see. Okay. The next thing is to start your application. Okay. Apply directly on Premier TEFL website and complete your application form as soon as possible. Let's have a poll here and see who would like to stay connected and find out more about webinars in future, social media, and join our newsletters and be the first to know what's coming up uh, the next webinars. I'd be curious to know who still wants to be connected with traveling abroad, if this maybe isn't the option. Remember, this program has a lot of different places as well. It's not just Thailand. So if you go to Premier TEFL's website, there are different options. So I'm not going to give you the price for this one. There are so many different options for the internship as well. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, it's a completely free call. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so Farouz, I am from South Africa. Yes, I am. A lot of countries find South Africa as a non-native English speaking country. So there is a chance maybe, yeah, they did that at one stage, they did find that. Okay, Simone says that she is too old for it. Remember, there are other ways. Remember, Simone, keep that in mind as well. Okay, unfortunately, with this internship, it does have certain requirements, unfortunately. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Okay, so 63% would like a pro article. Thank you. I hope this was really useful. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Okay, so we are nearing to the end here. We will have another webinar in the new year if you're excited to find out more about that. And remember that there are so many options on Premier TEFL courses, internships. There are so many ways for us to travel abroad. You know, I definitely want to go and travel again next year. I mean, this year has been a crazy year for everyone. Okay, go and look at the different options that they have if this isn't the one for you. Okay, my English sounds American. Yes, I'm from South Africa, born and bred here in South Africa. So, Pael, a lot of online companies actually don't even take me because they say that I'm non-native English speaking countries. So I have been declined by a few online teaching courses or companies. They won't take me. So I'm not too sure if that is the case for Thailand. So yeah, Premier TEFL does definitely say you need to be a native English speaker. So obviously they did take me. And they do have other internships that accept fluent speakers as well. I see that on Premier TEFL. So that's fantastic for those of you who are a little bit worried about that. And then someone else said, can I apply if I'm a non-native speaker? Like someone said there on Premier TEFL, there are other options for you. Okay. Is there any other questions for everyone out there? Because I could share so many more stories with you, but we only have a certain amount of time here. Again, the Thailand internship for me was one of the most amazing experiences that I could have ever done. I definitely want to go back. I'd like to go see Vietnam as well. So that is something on the books as well. But so someone said there, how long are you there for? Okay, so my internship was I arrived in October, I started teaching in November, and I ended end of February, and I had the chance to go and travel in March. Okay, so keep in mind, because of COVID, the schedule has shifted up a little bit. So the next semester will start in May. And if I'm not mistaken, mistaken, it will probably end in August, October, somewhere around there. It's usually roughly around 3 to 4 months, maybe, roughly around there. So if you're not enjoying it so much, you can come back and finish off. I stayed. I wish I could have stayed there longer. I should have. Okay, so if that is all from everyone on that side, I see a lot of people wanting a priority calls as well. What happened between Jan and April? Okay, so John, so at the moment there is orientation internship going on at the moment, so that will probably end in February, March, somewhere around there. Usually they have very festive activities happening in April, a lot of holidays. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are happening in April. So they are still busy. They're doing their semester at the moment currently. So that is the second semester that I was talking about. Yeah, so it all just depends on what's happening with the pandemic this year and when they start. So the times and the months have changed a lot that's going on here. Okay, fantastic. I hope everyone enjoyed the webinar today, and I will be doing another webinar in January, and I hope to see you all there again, and I hope to see other people going to travel next year. I want to see who is going to be joining the internship. I want to see a raise of hands if there is anyone here that's looking to join the internship here. Let's see, who would like to do the internship? I'm very curious to see who is interested in doing the internship. So let's see here. I'm curious. Farouz, are you going to be joining the internship? John, interested? I will probably be there next year. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. John, is there another question you'd like to ask me? Melanie, yay! Maybe I'll see you guys there next year so we can keep in contact and yeah, we can all travel together. That'd be amazing. There's so much to do there. You can find me on Premier TEFL on their Instagram page and on Facebook, and you can follow me there and message from their side. Yeah, okay, fantastic, everyone. Can I go top Thailand with my current TEFL and degree? Oh, you want to go to Chiang Mai? There were a couple of students. If you're talking about that, John, there were a couple of students who went to Chiang Mai, or teachers who went up that way. Beautiful, beautiful from the pictures that I saw there. I would have loved to have gone that way. I know there is like overnight trains that they went on, they stayed on, and that was really amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Okay, great. I hope everyone enjoyed it today. I'm going to love and leave everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed today and looking forward to seeing you all in Thailand soon. Bye, everyone.